Hi. I not only worked with Jon for 35 years, I had the blessing of knowing him for more than 40 years. Jon was a reporter at Channel 11 when I interned there as a college student. And even though he went to the University of Florida and I went to the University of Georgia, he accepted me anyway. I was blessed to get to know Jon, and it is my belief that when God created Jon Shirek, he used all the ingredients needed to make the perfect journalist. I'm not saying that Jon was perfect, none of us are. Jon will be the first to tell you he wasn't perfect, but the ingredients were there. Compassion, humility, empathy, caring, the ability to listen, to get to the heart of a story, and then to write it like no one else ever could. I envied Jon Shirek's writing ability. I know envy's a sin. Please forgive me. I did. I envied and wanted to emulate that writing. He was Walt Whitman and Mark Twain and Ernest Hemingway wrapped into one, except where it took those guys years to come up with their masterpieces, Jon did it every single day in a little tiny notepad in 15 minutes, sitting in the front seat of his car, leaning against the dashboard. That's what Jon could do. There's many great stories that Jon wrote. One of my favorite lines comes to mind. He was covering the Gold Club trial. Some of you will remember it. It was a federal trial in Atlanta involving some people who were alleged to be part of an organization that you may have seen on The Sopranos. And Jon described one of the defendants as a man, as he took the stand, Jon said, he had a Brooklyn accent as thick as his neck. These people were out of jail on bond. It was not only a clever line, it was very brave. I said to Jon many times, Jon, why don't you enter more of your writing work for awards? You deserve every writing Emmy ever created. And Jon said to me, Jerry, I just enjoy seeing other people win. That's who he was. Jon spent so much time running from the spotlight, but that's not all. He pulled others into the spotlight. That's the way he operated. If you paid him a compliment, he paid you 2 in return. If you paid him 10 compliments, he would pay you 20. When he retired last February, and believe me, that was like suffering a loss to me. I always thought Jon Shirek would be on television. He was a friend, he was a coworker, he was a mentor, but he was my idol. I didn't want to see him ever leave television. And I wrote him a letter telling him how much I cared for him and what he meant to me. And I'll be darned, Jon Shirek wrote me 3 pages right back. That was Jon. Just an amazing man. And now that he's gone, and I'm still wrapping my head around it, I'm still having a hard time accepting it. But now that he's gone, I'm kind of beating myself up because I'm wondering why I didn't get to know Jon better. I knew Jon the journalist. I knew his passions, how he loved his Florida Gators and his Atlanta Braves. But I didn't spend enough time getting to know his heart, that wonderful, wonderful heart where God lived. God dwelled there. Why didn't I get to know that heart that stayed calm, never rattled in a business full of chaos? Jon was so consistent, a man who stayed humble in a business that is where you're so tempted to make it all about you. Why didn't I get to know that heart better? But I can hear Jon right now. Jerry, it's not about you. It's not about what you did or didn't do. And it's not about me. Jon would always tell you that. It's not about me. It's about all those other people. Look at them sitting out there right now. It's about them. Jon lifted other people. He lifted people up. And so now, as I reflect on that, I know Jon, I know it's okay that I was never as good a writer as Jon Shirek because I was a better writer, thanks to Jon. I was never as good a journalist as Jon Shirek, but I was a better journalist, thanks to Jon Shirek. I'm a better person because I knew Jon. I consider it a blessing. I think we're all better because of Jon, and I just thank God that I got to spend the time with him that I did.